And thank you for joining us for the second half hour, The Factor Uncensored. It's been an extremely busy week in Washington, D.C. We all know that. President Donald Trump was sworn in as president for a second term, and he followed that with a slew of executive orders. Those orders include the end of any federal programs relating to DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, freezing federal hiring and stopping remote work, shutting down the U.S.-Mexico border, and beginning a mass deportation operation, and for the U.S. to withdraw from the World Health Organization. And there's more to come, and that's only a few that we've mentioned. Joining us to talk about it, Executive Director of Fiel Houston, Cesar Espinosa, Texas State Representative Ron Reynolds, founder of Urban Conservatives of America, Jonathan McCullough, and attorney Eric Dick, who is conservative. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. First on the list was DEI. Your congressional organization wrote a letter condemning President Trump for getting rid of that. Your thoughts on that, and why do you think it's necessary?
Well, I was very proud of the Congressional Black Caucus for speaking truth to power. It was outrageous. You're talking about 60 years of progress. Programs that were designed to help eradicate some of the past systemic racism and discrimination that has blatantly taken place against African Americans and other communities of color in this country. DEI programs were designed to help build up and help for a more inclusive environment, whether in universities, but these happen to be in government. And our government is going to be less diverse. There's going to be less advocates for people of color. It's going to be more rampant discrimination taking place. Donald Trump set us back 60 years, and I'm so outraged by this, and many others are as well. This is not making America great again. This is making America more racist again.
All right, Mr. McCullough, let's bring you in. President Trump has said we want merit-based promotions and advancement in the federal government and in the private sector. Are you for this, and why?
Absolutely, I am. Let me tell you, this idea that he's racist, we got to get rid of this race card. We got to get back to common sense. Merit-based is what you want. You don't want people to take positions that they're not necessarily qualified for simply because of their race. Now, I can tell you this right now, that is racist in and of itself. And I'll say to you, what you just said that bill does not apply directly, exclusively to black people. These people are going somewhere with this DIE. They're going somewhere with this. And Trump intercepted that. And what we're witnessing today is the greatest president America has ever seen. Enjoy the ride. We're going to throw this racism out. We're going to move forward with common sense. And that's that.
All right, let's bring Cesar in on this. Your thoughts about this, because it affects brown people too.
To say that this notion of DEI is just promoting people based on their race rather than their merit in itself is the racist part. I mean, many people of color, and there's been hundreds of studies done that show that African American men and Latino men don't go to school in the rates that white men do, don't get the same opportunities, don't get the same financial aid, and if they do make it that far, then there's less opportunities. Trump himself was racist this week, blatantly racist, when he said, he was asked, how can you tell a person that's legal from an illegal? And he says, oh, an illegal, you can see them coming. What does that mean? To say that this man is not racist in itself is just, being those donkeys with the blinders on and saying we're going to believe everything this demagogue says, and unacceptable.
All right, Eric, your thoughts on this?
He's cutting government. He's trying to make money cheap again. He's trying to put money in your pocket. People are tired of spending, $9 for bacon. They want eggs that they can afford. They want to go to the grocery store and not get gouged. Right? That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put money back in your pocket.
I went to the grocery store this week, and everything is still the same.
No, it went up.
He went up.
Insulin has went up.
He's only been president a couple days. A couple days.
He said on day one.
He's not a magician. It took Biden a while to.
He said he was going to cut down grocery prices on day one, and I went.
We'll give it time.
All right. And then, Cesar, let's bring it back to you. Mass deportation. You're concerned about that?
There's a lot of things happening when he says, it's going to take resources. People want to talk about being fiscally conservative. They want to talk about saving money. Deporting hundreds and thousands of millions of people is going to cost a ton of money. Not to mention the industries that are going to suffer once you see immigrants start going away. You know, right now we're paying $11, $15 a burger. I want to see people complain or clapping when we're paying $30, $40 for that same burger. I mean, people think that things magically appear, that cheap labor is just readily lying around, that people are willing to do the work. But when we start seeing the consequences, then we're going to say, you know, we're not going to be paying $6 for a carton of eggs. We're going to be paying $15, $18. And,
All right.
and I want to see people
We'll take a
clapping
quick
when that
break
happens.
here, and we'll be back with more Factor with this group, so stay with us. And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Our guests are back here talking about President Trump's executive order. We were talking about mass deportation. Mr. McCullough, is this a good idea, bad idea? Why?
It's a wonderful idea to send people that didn't come here the right way back. It's a wonderful idea. I mean, you have to think about national security. You got people that you haven't vetted. You don't know who these people are. You don't know who they are. You have a background check on everybody else. People that live here in America, but you don't know who these people that's coming in through the southern border are. And if one child loses their life as a result of illegal immigration, then it's all worth it.
All right.
We should ban guns. If one child loses their lives at the hands of a gun, we should ban guns.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we hold them accountable.
No, we don't.
We hold them accountable.
Kyle Rittenhouse was not held accountable. There's many. We can go down the line of people who haven't been held accountable.
These people are coming from insane asylums, prisons, and everywhere else into our southern border.
They're targeting brown people. We're a nation of immigrants, and we need to equally.
No, we're a nation of conquerors. We're not a nation. We're a nation of conquerors.
Was made on the backs of immigrants, in terms of our production, our wealth, our prosperity. It was because of immigrants. We're a land of immigrants, and so I think that they are selectively enforcing against brown people, and that's wrong.
Well, of course you say that, but this is what you've done your entire career. Every Democrat, this is what all black Democrats do. They ride the race card until it's worn out. I mean, it's redundant. People are tired of it.
They face the truth.
And it's not the truth. It's emotionalism. It's cultural Marxism. It's emotionalism. You're selling this to people that are uninformed. You're selling this information to people that's not, but I'm informed. You can't tell me it's racist. Okay. I don't want to hear that. You know better than that. It's reality. It's reality.
What do you have to say about Mansour camps?
I tell you what I have to say, and I quote President Trump: "Black America and Hispanic America, thank you for your support. You will not be forgotten."
Mansour camps were camps that were
that's what he said.
Of Japanese descent were held.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about America.
Let's hear from Eric Dick on this topic. Eric, your thoughts about this?
We don't know about that.
So here's my feelings is whenever you take out people that aren't supposed to be here, now you're going to have more money for the lower class and the lower income people. They're going to have less competition, and they're actually going to be able to have more money in their pocket. Right. And also, you're going to have less cost.
So when we hear, Eric,
individuals,
Americans don't want the jobs that many immigrants take. Do you think that's true or not?
It's not even close to true.
No,
I represent plenty of people that are just looking for a job, and when they get undercut by someone here illegally, that's not fair. No, it's just not a fair game. And then also, if
it's the Democrat Party's fault.
County.
It's
all of our medical
one at a time, guys. One at a time. We all can't talk at the same time. Finish, Eric.
My point is just this: the people here illegally, they go get services from the county that is paid for by the people here legally, and that all hurts our economy. It really hurts us. That's my point.
I was undocumented in this country for more than 20 years, and never once did I receive services that I didn't qualify for, that I didn't pay for out of pocket. I never once received Social Security benefits, even though for 20 plus years I paid into the system tons and tons of money. And just like me, there is so many thousands, 600,000 plus people in the Houston area that are paying into the system and are getting nothing back. And yet we still believe in the lies and the Kool-Aid that President Trump has said that says we're the enemy, when in reality, immigrants are here to serve. Once again, when we go back, blame the big companies that are making record profits out of enslaving people. People.
All right. And Mr. McCullough, answer this for me. Are we capable of mass deportation in this country? Do we have the manpower to do that?
I think we have the manpower to do that, but I don't think. I think it's going to. I think it'll take a long time to do. But we definitely have them. We have the manpower to do everything else. So I think that's important. And to your point, you're the exception. We're not saying that they're all this way. The bottom line is you entered a country illegally. If the shoe was on the other foot, if America was in distress and we had to go to Mexico, black people wouldn't get in.
Isiah,
I guarantee you that.
All right, go to Mexico City. There's
I
plenty of
guarantee
black
you they
and
don't
white
like
people
us.
in Mexico
has
City.
already
Black
struck
people
down
wouldn't get in.
Trump's birthplace
I guarantee you
citizenship
that.
policy as blatantly unconstitutional in violation of the 14th
And which
Amendment.
policy is that, really quick?
This is related to birthplace citizenship.
Okay,
Yeah.
for those immigrants who come here and have children,
Yes.
and what we know is they automatically become
Based
American
on-
citizens. So you're saying a judge said,
A judge has already struck it down. So it's going to obviously be appealed, but right now, a judge has said this is a clear violation of the 14th Amendment from our Constitution. And so President Trump is already violating the Constitutional. He believes he's above the law. He's pardoned 1,500 hardened criminals that were insurrectionists that stormed our Capitol. What happened to Back the Blue and protecting our law enforcement? This was a blatant disregard for the safety of law
Right, and
enforcement.
Joe Biden pardoned his family and didn't pardon those people that went after Trump. And they were black.
They were not hardened
They were black.
criminals.
Jesse Jackson Jr. did not get a pardon.
we want to thank you.
Did he?
You caught me
said
on
he
guard
did.
with Jesse
Right.
Jackson Jr.
Yeah, he didn't get a pardon.
It's time
Letitia
for
James
Honesty
didn't get a
Hour.
pardon.